Here's my audience. Imagine someone who has made a major impact on your life. Now imagine that they had never been born. Every day, 125,000 people are denied the right to live worldwide due to abortion. According to Worldometer's info on April 15, 2015, 40 to 50 million babies are aborted worldwide yearly. Innocent babies are denied the right to live, and it is our job as a society to protect their rights. We must do something to stop this Holocaust on the unborn, because first, it's costly. Second, it allows women to not take responsibility for their actions. And third, unborn babies are considered human beings. I know this because I was allowed to be born, and I plan to have children in the future and make good decisions and take responsibility for those. And also as a member of society, I care about the rights of human beings around me. So like I said earlier, abortion is costly. It takes a toll on women psychologically and the providers of abortion. I found this example on lifesitenews.com of a medical student on April 19th, 2015, and he watched an abortion procedure. He went into it being totally pro-choice, and you'll be interested to see how he changed. He stated, "When I entered the operating room, it felt like any other one I had been in. On the table in front of me, I saw a woman, legs up as if delivering a child, although she was asleep. Next to her was a tray of instruments for the abortion and a vacuum machine for suctioning the fetal tissues from the uterus. The doctors put on their gowns and masks, and the procedure began. The cervix was held open with a crude metal instrument, and a large transparent tube was stuck inside the woman. Within a matter of seconds, the machine's motor was engaged, and blood, tissue, and tiny organs were pulled out of the environment into a filter. A minute later, the vacuum choked to a halt. The tube was removed, and stuck to the end was a small body and a head attached haphazardly to it. What was formed of the neck had snapped. The ribs had formed with a thin skin covering them. The eyes had formed. The inner organs had begun to function. The tiny heart of the fetus, obviously a little boy, had just stopped forever. The vacuum filter was opened, and the tiny arms and legs that had been torn off of the fetus were accounted for. The fingers and toes had the beginnings of their nails on them. The doctors, proud of their work, reassembled the body to show me. Tears welled up in my eyes as they removed the baby boy from the table and shoved his body into a container for disposal." There's also a loss of human potential when women choose to abort their babies. For example, a baby could have been the next president of the United States or even found the cure for cancer, but the world will never know because he didn't get the chance to live. It also gives women the option to not take responsibility for their actions. It's often used as a birth control, generally for unplanned pregnancies, but sometimes because women aren't happy with the gender of their baby or they find out that it may have a disability. Women do have choice, but this should not be in the consequence of their actions. Their choice is to have sex, whether unprotected or protective, completely aware that they could become pregnant. When they do become pregnant, it shouldn't be their choice to abort the baby just because it's inconvenient for them. Unborn babies are considered human beings. Instinctively, people look out for pregnant women. They might give up their seat on a bus, or if they fall down, they'll help them up and just look out for them. I have some pictures of the development of a baby from blog.lib.edu that I found on April 19th, 2015. Here you see a baby at 23 weeks. It's pretty well developed. And at 24 weeks, that's the last point that women can abort their babies legally. People respond to women's mass of tissue considered a fetus differently than they would another mass like a cancerous tumor. They don't go up to someone with a tumor and say, "Oh, how are you doing? Are you excited?" They just treat them differently. And also, laws recognize unborn babies as human beings in cases of vehicular homicide and child endangerment when pregnant women partake of substances that could harm their babies. Current laws can be changed to protect the most vulnerable, voiceless beings. Citizens need to act now. Here are some examples of what you can do to help out. Talk to friends and family members, spread the word on social media, contact legislators, vote for candidates who support right to life, raise awareness on alternatives, especially adoption, support organizations like Birthright or Stork's Nest who help out pregnant women. By doing this, you're increasing the pool of potential. Like we said earlier, we can have babies who are doctors or involved in politics who could make a major change on the world. Could also increase the number of babies who would be given to families who can't have children. Also, it would increase societal expectations for personal responsibility. And lastly, it would also increase societal value of human life. As you can see, millions of human beings are being denied the right to live every day at great cost to humanity, psychologically and in lost potential, removal of personal responsibility, and complete disregard for the sanctity of human life. This can be changed if we all work together. Steps are easy and have little cost, but the payoffs are huge. In increased human potential, children to fill empty arms for those who cannot have children, and increased personal responsibility, and restoration of basic societal recognition of the value of human life. So we need to act now. Here I have the abortion rate right now for this year. I found this at worldometers.info.com on April 19th, 2015. You can see the numbers moving right now. What you can do, contact your legislators. It's really easy. Just go to www.legis.iowa.gov and you can just choose your area and contact your legislators. So, I was an unplanned pregnancy and I'm glad I have the right to live, and I hope to make a positive impact on those around me. Let's give all babies this same right. Thank you.